Hi everybody, I hope you're all okay and you're having a wonderful week and everything is good. I'm Husky Light, thank you for stopping by. I am hiding in the mosquito net, even though there's a big beetle just flown in. Black flies here are just absolutely crazy, so I've come to hide in here. You might be able to hear Robbie's leaf blower going. I apologise for that. Right, one of my subscribers has asked, she has clairvoyance at times, and then other times it goes away, or you've not had it for a while. This is quite a common question, actually. It's like, why do I feel like I'm not connected anymore? Why do I feel like I can't hear my guides and angels? There's a few things that's going on. There could be several different reasons as to why you're not hearing it. On a mundane level, there's that saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you are somebody who is not a medium, is not doing psychic readings, is not working hard on the ascension process and meditating, etc., then you can go quiet. It may be that your vibration has dropped a little bit, and that's why you're not hearing your angels, you're not getting any messages through, you're not, you don't feel like you've got as much connection as you have done at one point or another. It could be that you are going through just a really simple time in your life. So you're bumbling along every day, everything's going fine, you have no problems, you're happy, everything's good. You're not particularly asking your guides and angels any questions. Things like that. There's another beetle. Oh my God. You're not going to hear anything. There's no need for them to help you, advise you, because you're on the right path. You're going in the right direction. And there's no major disasters going on in your life. You don't need too much help. So it might be quiet then. I find during the winter that I am a little bit quieter. It's because I'm not getting enough solar energy through. I find that solar energy helps my connection. Solar energy, the sun, all of that helps my connection. And it will be the same for some of you as well. What else if you've not got any connection? Sometimes if you go through an extreme Kundalini awakening, at the beginning, for the first maybe couple of years of that Kundalini awakening, depending on how fast you wake up, how fast your chakras are opening, you will get bombarded by downloads, by ringing in the ears, by the numbers, by dreams, by messages, etc., etc., by extreme energies coming in that you need to deal with, the feeling tired, the rapid heartbeat, things like that. That's because you have elevated your vibration extremely quickly to an extreme level, because you've opened up so quickly during this awakening process. After that, you have to work at it. Unfortunately, to be able to keep that vibration, to keep on the ascension process, you need to do what you're supposed to be doing on the ascension process. You need to keep that vibration high and try and go from level to level on your vibrational journey that's there. Sometimes it can be a simple case of your diet has changed. So think back to when things were really strong for you. What were you doing at that point? Were you meditating? Were you juicing? Were you fasting? Were you drinking 3 gallons of water a day and not much else? Think about what you were particularly doing there at that point. Had you become vegetarian? Things like that. All of those things obviously increase your connection. And maybe if your diet has changed, then that could be a reason why it's gone a little bit quiet for you. So maybe suddenly you're eating more meat than you usually do. If you're eating denser foods, it brings your vibration back down again. And remember, your guides and angels can only come down so far to meet you. You have to go up to meet them as well. They are certainly not going to come into third dimension for you. They're not going to come into lower fourth dimension for you. We're talking higher fourth dimension and above. And your frequency, the radio station that you're tuned into needs to be up there as well. So it could be something to do with diet. It could be that you're not feeling well. If you're not feeling well, if you're not coping with your energies, etc., etc., if you start to become a little bit despondent, pessimistic, not as optimistic as you usually do, if you lose faith in your guides and angels, you're not going to have as much connection with them. There was another thing that I was going to say. Also, if you are in fear, if you are worrying, if you are just not having enough faith in your guides and angels, if you are trying to control the outcome of everything that happens in your life, if you are trying to control your life, basically, if you are not stepping aside and allowing your guides and angels to come in and help to lead you, it's not going to be much of a connection. It's going to be lowered. Also, if you think you know better than your guides and angels, if you argue with them too much, and believe me, I've done this in the past, I have argued with them, but if you do it too much, if you continuously ignore their advice that they're coming through with, or don't do as they're asking for your highest good, they will back off. And they will wait for you to come to them. They will wait until your faith has increased in them to be able to connect with them again. So there's an awful lot of reasons why you can have periods when you're very high vibrational and your connection is extremely clear and you're hearing things, and there's other times when it's a little bit lower and it's down. Now, if you've not changed your diet, if you're happy and optimistic all the time, it could be that you're just going through a period where you're on the right path, like I said, you're doing the right things, you don't particularly need a lot of input. When I went through my Kundalini awakening, I had just about every download probably that there is on a spiritual level, on an ET level, on a cosmic awakening level. They gave me all the tools and all the downloads I needed in order to understand the process, understand what's going on, understand the age of Aquarius, understand the ascension process, understand twin flames and the journey that I was going through or am going through. So they don't need to bombard you with complete downloads every day unless you specifically want that. Now, I don't specifically sit and channel like Cryon or Bashar and other people like that. I don't sit and channel. That's not my thing. But I do channel when I am doing readings. I do channel when I'm doing healings for people, or I am giving spiritual counselling. I will allow my guides to come in, use me as a vessel and channel through me. So there's obviously different ways of channeling as well. Because I do what I do, I have to meditate. I don't have to meditate every single day, but I do have to meditate, and I try to do it every single day. Even if I'm really busy, I'll try, and even if it's just 15 minutes, I'll put 15 minutes aside to meditate, because when I'm meditating, my connection is stronger. When I'm meditating, it is also proving my faith in my guides and angels. Since I got over to Canada, you have Tim Hortons over here, which is just not good. That needs to be banned. Donuts need to be banned. My diet has changed since I got here. My diet in England was actually a lot healthier than it is over here. But I've gone through the, I'm in a different country phase, and it's all fun and it feels like a holiday phase. I've gone through that now, and I'm starting to get back into you know, eating a little bit more healthier, trying to cut down on sugar and things like that. But I still try and I will put time aside for meditation. I still, obviously, doing readings and healings. I'm in constant contact with them, so I'm not losing that connection. And if they tell me to do something, if they advise me to do something, I do it. I follow my intuition. I follow my guidance system. I go with what they're telling me to do, even if it sounds silly. I don't understand why they're telling me to do that. I don't understand the reason behind it. It could be completely off the wall, but I will follow it. They tell me to suddenly go out somewhere or suddenly do something or look up something, I will do it. Or to speak to a certain person, because it's for my highest good and it's part of my ascension and part of my development. So yeah, there's loads of different reasons. How many minutes have I done? Okay, there's loads of different reasons as to why. Don't worry about it too much if you lose connection or you feel like you've lost connection. Sometimes you're just in a good place, okay? Sometimes you don't need it at that moment. Sometimes your diet has changed, you're not feeling well, or sometimes you're in fear and worry. And remember always that fear and doubt stops light. It stops the connection coming through. You have to come down to that neutral point. You have to calm yourself down. You have to change your radio station again. Get into a frequency where you are calm. So you are not in fear. You're not overexcited. You're not depressed. You're not anything. Keep that central ground. Keep grounded and keep that central. Once you get to that central point, then look at what's going on around you. Is it my diet? Am I not meditating enough? Am I not spiritually following my ascension at the moment? My ascension process, have I lapsed from it a little bit? So it's all different reasons, but just stand back and have a look. Think back to the last time it was really strong for you. Think what was going on in your life then. Think about your diet. Think about what was going on. Could have been that you were just in a really good place. Sometimes we get to a point in children, it's extremely strong until their parents and their families shut them down by telling them, you can't believe in that stuff, it's not right, it's not real, it's all in your imaginations, etc., etc. Children will shut down for several years until they're at a predestined point in their lives that they've put into their Akashic records, into their chart, where they are to be awakened, because it's time to do their mission. But they can go years. You can have ET contact. I had a lot of it a couple of years ago. Tons of it. I had a spiritual pregnancy. I was part of the interbreeding program that's going on there. Nat. And things were crazy. Things were really crazy, and I was seeing giant owls around, and I was seeing all sorts of things around, and spiritual connection, ET connection was extremely strong at that point. I was missing time. I was doing all sorts of things. It's slowed down. Thank goodness that part has slowed down, actually. Nat. And but I know that at some point it will come up again. I'm not worried about it. When I am, I still see ships moving in the sky. We still have dreams, etc. I know very well that when I'm asleep and we're dreaming, Robbie included, that we're on the other side, we're on the astral plane. We are working hard over there, doing what we need to do, being of service to others, getting instructions in our dream state of what we're doing down here. So don't worry about it. If you think that you're doing everything that you should be doing on the ascension process, or as a twin flame, as a star seed, as a crystal seed, then you're just going through a quiet period. If you know, okay, well, I'm eating too much sugar, or I've been overdoing it on the meat lately, I'm not drinking enough water, oh my god, I can't remember the last time I meditated. If you've got a reason like that, there's your answer, and that's what you need to do, and that's what you need to get back into. So take care. Namaste. I love you loads. and I will speak to you soon. I hope this helps you. Bye.